Hi, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be doing the daily reading for Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. Yes, we've got a lot of those repeating 2 zeros and 1s going on today, which we know is always a powerful energy, as we talked about beginning in 2020 with that recoding of the Matrix. So really powerful energies when we move into these 2 days and these 20 days here. And the galactic signature that we're working with today is the white planetary mirror. And this is a galactic activation portal. Today is ruled by the third eye and guided by death. And so when we're working with these galactic activation portals, we know that we're receiving a lot. So we want to make sure that our bodies are receiving a lot from us. We want to be getting adequate sleep. We want to be hydrating well. We want to be nourishing our physical vessels and really taking care of ourselves today. This white planetary mirror energy is all about reflection, endlessness, and order. So today's a day where we're really being made to understand how the external is a mirror reflecting the internal. And so if we want to shift our external landscape, we start by shifting our internal landscape. And we can pick up a lot of information today, a lot of data surrounding what's going on internally by paying attention to what's being mirrored to us in the outside world. Today is also a day where we want to take care to be polishing our lens of perception, because we understand that everything we experience is a reflection of our perception. And so if we shift that perception, we begin to shift the reflection. So making that as clear as possible, freeing from ourselves from as much distortion as possible, allowing, with this energy of being guided by death, right? Allowing whatever needs to die, whatever aspects of ourselves, whatever aspects of our ego, whatever aspects of our perception that are tainting our view of the world and thus our experience of the world. We want to release those and let those go. It's a very powerful energy that's allowing us to do that today. Today's a day where we may be shown truth in many different places. And so we want to be open to the truths that are being revealed to us, because those truths are going to allow us to better navigate our reality and better fine-tune our own inner world, right? Our own inner landscape. So there's only one affirmation for today, and it is, I perfect in order to reflect, producing order. I seal the matrix of endlessness with the planetary tone of manifestation. I am guided by the power of death. And so today is also a day where we want to acknowledge that truth really is relative, and it's in the eye of the beholder. There are so many different realities, so many different timelines that exist, because each person holds their own truth, and that truth shifts as we do. And so because we create our own reality, anybody else's truth is just as valid as ours, because that is their reality, right? Our truth is our reality. It's really that simple. And yes, there is an ultimate truth. And as we continue to peel away the layers of distortion from our own minds, from our own hearts, from our own mirror, we begin to see that ultimate truth more and more clearly. But there are many, many truths within that one truth. And so it's honoring our truth, allowing that to be revised as it's wanting to be revised, but also honoring the truths of others, right? We're not trying to shift anybody else's perception, shift anybody else's truth without their consent. We're simply sinking more deeply into ours. We're simply allowing us to be aware of our truth, because sometimes we hold two truths within us. And we work with this energy in theta healing. It's called having a dual belief system. So we may believe that one thing is true on the outside or in our conscious minds, but subconsciously or deep within our hearts, we believe another thing to be true. And so that makes our lives a little bit interesting. It makes our manifestations a little bit interesting, because they're always fluxing and flowing and waxing and waning. And so if we notice this in any area, I'm going to use finances as an example of this. We notice that they're always going up and down like this. One thing that this can indicate is that we have some dual beliefs around abundance and around finances and prosperity. And so we notice those huge fluctuations when we have dual beliefs or when we have multiple truths residing within us. And so today's a day where some of that ultimate deeper truth may be revealed to us about ourselves, so that we can then move from that place and come into a more unified expression and understanding of truth. From the Astro Dream Advisor, white mirror represents the hall of mirrors, where you can face your own reflection and see the truth about yourself. As a mirror, white mirror merely reflects what is. That was a mouthful. As a mirror, white mirror merely reflects what is, whether truth, beauty, or illusion. Here you can face unfinished business, the dissonance of difficulties, or charged issues that would keep you from the full expression of your divinity. Become aware of any illusions or distortions within yourself. Your clarity of perception will transform them. Take a moment to see yourself as you actually are, shadow and all, freed from the maze of mental illusion. Sometimes you may find yourself reacting rather than freely responding to a situation or person. If you have charged reactions such as frustration, anger, fear, jealousy, or judgment, look at how you might be projecting these issues onto someone else. The world is the mirror for you to truly see. Any strong reaction to a person or event signals an issue to work on in yourself. Be willing to examine and utilize what you see in your mirrors in order to transform dysfunctional belief systems, negative thought forms, and fixed patterns. In the Hall of Mirrors, there is no good or bad, no right or wrong. There is only the reflection of what is. As you learn to see yourself, you begin to see your emotional reactions as signs indicating where to focus your awareness for growth. On this quest, come prepared to face the white mirror's sword of truth and purification. The wisdom of this sword penetrates, exposes, and ultimately heals your illusions. Discrimination is tempered with love, cleanly cut away everything that does not serve your evolution. To the Maya, white mirror is the flint that hones your sword. The greatest gift of the sword is the power of forgiveness. A profound freedom emerges from forgiveness, the releasing of the illusion of cause and effect. Use the great gifts offered in this blade of truth and light to forgive and release anything you may judge or see as imperfect. You are already an enlightened being. The color for white mirror is reflective silver. Silver symbolizes the lunar intelligence of intuition and receptiveness, the mirrored illusions of duality and multiplicity. In the larger pattern, all things are reflections of the greater reality. Silver offers a glimpse of the great mystery, the reflection of things as they really are. To access the qualities and teachings of white mirror, utilize silver. And we are working today as well with the planetary tone, which is about intention, true identity, the foundation of the essence self, and aligned manifestation. It's about aligning with our essence. And it's also about looking at our foundations, the structures and belief systems our reality is built on, and what foundations are motivating our choices. We're now given the opportunity to create a new foundation, a foundation that is anchored on our essence self. As the foundation of your essence self emerges, others will recognize your true identity. When you are in resonance with the universe, manifestation is a natural byproduct. And we are stepping more and more deeply into our true identity as we are within a few days of that full moon in Aquarius. And I apologize if that video is not out yet. I've been doing a lot of catching up. There's been a lot going on this week since I've been back. But I will get that out, I'm hoping, today for you guys. Because it is going to be powerful. And as I have said, we are doing the full moon consciousness raising and releasing ceremony. So if you guys want to join that, the info's in the description box below. I know that there are people in different countries, and there's a lot of different factors here. So as far as the price goes, reach out to me if that's beyond your means right now. Let me know what is within your means, and I can work with you. It's I want people to be able to join that, so don't allow that to be a barrier that stands in your way. All right, so let's get into this astrology for today. All right. So we have the moon in Sagittarius. So we have that beautiful adventurous energy today. We have that energy that is calling us to explore, which is really perfect when we're working with this white mirror energy, because exploration, having that curiosity, having that desire to learn that Sagittarius has, to gain wisdom and experience, is the best way to be able to navigate the truths that are revealing themselves to us today. And we have the moon's aspects really supporting us in this process. We have the moon sextiling Saturn, trining Chiron, conjunct the south node, and opposing the north node, with a sextile to the part of fortune, which is a point in our charts that symbolizes where we find our deepest fulfillment in life. And so this is really powerful. I'm feeling this as a really deep integration of a lot of the wisdom that we've gained through our healing process, through our experiences, through our lessons. So really integrating that wisdom into the self. And with this moon conjunct the south node in Sagittarius, which also happens to be conjunct Juno right now, which is the asteroid that represents partnership and marriage, long-term committed relationships. We may be feeling this especially for some of us when it comes to relationships and partnership. But really in all areas, we're really being shown as we're synthesizing and integrating these lessons and this knowledge. We're also being shown anywhere where those old belief systems may still be present. And remember, we are still in the process of working through these belief systems. We had those two really powerful eclipses in Gemini and Sagittarius. And if you guys haven't watched the Eclipse Season 2021 video and you're just now tuning into my channel, I highly suggest that you go back and watch that video because we're still very much in those energies. And we have 2 more eclipses coming up this year in the fall winterish time. So absolutely check that out. It is in the Astrological Ascension Energies playlist where we go over those eclipses. But we're still synthesizing those new belief systems. And if you guys want any assistance with this, please reach out to me. The theta healing that I do really powerfully helps us to move through and work with these energies. My email's in the description box below. But yeah, so we're some of those are really being shown to us right now. We're noticing it's like the distortions in the mirror, kind of like we said. We're noticing where those are and where there is still something like, do I resonate with this? Right? Maybe some of those dual belief systems that we were talking about are popping up. And you're noticing those today. And you're just through your noticing and your awareness, you're beginning that process of shifting them and transmuting them. So that's a really powerful energy that we're working with as we're seeing like what is the old me and what is my truth, right? What is the old version of me and what is the truth of who I am? What feels more resonant with what I'm beginning to understand as the truth, right? Because the truth of who we are, that's a very deep thing that we're just really scratching the surface of. But we know when we're headed in that direction and we know when we're headed backwards. So today for some may be a day that highlights that contrast for us. But there's really that beautiful integration and internalizing energy as well. We also have Mercury sextile Uranus today. And so this is a very powerful energy. This is a very mentally activating energy. We're really being able, this is like a stroke of brilliance, is the energy of Mercury sextile Uranus. Remember, Uranus is the higher octave of Mercury. And so we're really being able to see something from a new perspective with this energy presenting itself today. And we have Mercury in the feeling sign of Cancer right now, that intuitive sign of Cancer. So that's really assisting in this process, giving us those flashes of insight, of intuition, helping us to move forward, helping us to see and recognize something for what it is so that we can then act upon it. And we can possibly expect inspired ideas today. We can expect a lot of mental energy, communication possibly. This is the kind of energy that really allows for, the word I'm looking for once again is escaping me, but this is the energy that facilitates huge breakthroughs in technology, huge breakthroughs in communication, huge breakthroughs in any area really that involves the mind and utilizing the mind and conversation, communication. It's a good day for that. Just be aware that Mercury is also squaring Chiron today. And so that is where we may be experiencing something coming into our mind, something coming into that mental space that's wanting to be healed. So that's really actually quite helpful that we have that coming up, because that in addition to, I was going to say in conjunction with the moon conjunct the south node, is possibly really helping with that enhanced clarity and insight today. What else do we have going on that's noteworthy? We have Mars making a trine to Eris and a sextile to true black moon. And so that's a lot of somewhat volatile energy possibly. We do want to make sure, as we have this aspect going on right now, that we're being emotionally responsive rather than emotionally reactive, because that is a possibility with those energies. But it's also very activating when it comes to us moving forward with our plans, us really feeling that fire and that initiative to enact our will in the world. And as on that note, I think we're going to start with some Black Moon astrology cards for today. clear. What guidance do we have for today? This beautiful white mirror day, which is Tuesday? Tuesday the 20th. And as I was shuffling, the thought, what wants to die, popped into my head. So we'll see if that comes up in the reading here. Tuesday the 20th. All right. First card out is the 11th house, friends. So many people may be feeling shifts in their social networks around this time. And if we're talking about what wants to die, we're talking about friendships that have outlived their purpose, that are no longer serving the soul, where the lesson has been completed and it's no longer, the energies are no longer mixing, right? Because we're bringing in people. This is a big energy too, I feel, of bringing in. I mean, look at how they're filled with stardust, right? So these are those companions of destiny. These are those aspects and members of our soul tribe that are being called in. This is also networking. There's a lot of networking going on, a lot of connections being made right now. So pay attention to who you're being connected to, because those connections may prove to be a great blessing. So there's a lot of blessings coming through for people around the connections that they're making, around friendship, around relationship. A lot of that energy, a lot of abundance coming in the form of, like, notice how these three souls, they're all holding each other. And so it's like, it really is like our soulmates, our soul tribe returning to us. Or just really honoring and feeling grateful for the tribe, for the members of our soul tribe, our soul family, our companions of destiny that have been in our lives all along. Yeah. And it's also interesting, what I'm feeling with this, notice how the whole cosmos seems to be right in the center of this person's chest too. I'm feeling as though many of us, because we are stepping more deeply into our divinity, we are becoming much more attractive, much more magnetic. And so this is also an energy of people just being drawn into our energy, into our aura, into our field. So there's a lot of that magnetism going on right now for people. But remember, when you become a magnet, when you become magnetized, and it's interesting, my left ear is ringing really loud right now. When you become magnetic, right, more magnetic, you attract everything. And so that means you attract what is for you, and you also attract some things that are not. And so we need to practice discretion to notice the difference. But these people, these companions, you will recognize them. Your soul will recognize them, and you will be drawn to them. And some of them are incredible blessings, or there are incredible blessings that will come out of the meeting with them, whether it's just having that extra support and inspiration that's going to help you flourish even more, or whatever it is. But it feels like an incredible period of ease where things are flowing beautifully and we're just drawing into us all the support that we need for our life's purpose in order to fulfill, to move more deeply into our life's purpose. And this also represents the energies that we came here to move into and refine in this lifetime, the energies that guide our purpose, right? And so that's once again bringing it back to some of these connections are energies that help to guide our purpose. And also remember, the 11th house, ruled by Aquarius, represents our greater dreams and aspirations. It represents the way that we contribute to the larger framework of the world. And so there's really a lot of positive energy for people around life path and purpose today that we're noticing, that we're drawing in, that we are magnetizing. And then we have the Cancer I feel energy. And so this is our intuition. This is our intuition really soaring today. This is also a lot of us understanding our purpose, the aspect of our purpose, which is around being this nurturing force, which is Cancer is the mother energy. It's ruled by the moon. And so really noticing who it is, like we all came here to nurture. We came here to learn how to connect, how to love, how to nurture both ourselves, how to nurture this planet, how to nurture each other. So really stepping into that energy and seeing where that beautiful feminine, divine feminine energy wants to be expressed through you, where and how it wants to be expressed through you. And a lot of people like finding your life's purpose, it involves these Cancer qualities. It involves, like we said, this nurturing, whether you're caring for the earth, whether you're caring for people, whether you're really doing all of that, right? If you nurture one thing, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you nurture one thing, you nurture all things, right? Ultimately, whether it's utilizing our intuition, our spiritual gifts, our psychic senses, there's just a lot of our emotions, right? So much powerful. It's like we may feel these intense emotional reactions when we are like, we'll feel this intense emotional reaction when we meet some of these companions of destiny. We may just be feeling overwhelmed with gratitude for our lives today, with gratitude for our paths. There may be, for some people, when we're talking about these lessons that we're internalizing right now, those lessons for some people may have to do with emotion. They may have to do with this mother energy. They may have to do with any aspects of that. Yeah, our emotions are guiding us right now. So pay attention to how you feel today. Feel into things. And then we have Gemini, I think, and Capricorn, I use. So this paired with this, really. Those are those revelations that we talked about. This is that massive energy of Mercury and Uranus coming together. So it's like applied thinking, applied knowledge today, right? Capricorn is all about the application. And so we have this beautiful mind energy. And how do we apply that? How do we use that? How do we create something concrete out of that? So that's an energy that we are working with today. This is also an energy of communication. This is, once again, you see the twins here and you see them nestled together in that moon. So really coming together with people. There's a huge unifying energy here. Yeah, this is also, I feel like, a unifying for people of their masculine and feminine, and really learning how to utilize and work with those two polarities. All right, clear. Let's get some additional guidance from the Starseed Oracle for today. What guidance do we have from the Starseed Oracle? All right. So we have perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out, common ground. So that's that energy of, like we said, honoring and respecting everybody's truth, and that everybody's truth is different, and that makes it no less valid for them. It's about finding what we have in common instead of what we have that keeps us separate, right? This illusion of separation is so great here. That's the great lie, right? The illusion of separation, that we are separate from source, that we are separate from each other, that we are separate from anything at all. We are not. We are always intimately connected with everyone and everything. And so it's like, see how the earth looks so small there. Zooming out, looking at it. When you look at the earth from this perspective, you don't see separation. You see it as one unified whole. And so that's what we're being urged to do today. And in any situations, today may be a day where all of a sudden we are able to find that common ground with people where we maybe hadn't before. And then we have surrender to the sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. So really enjoying our lives today, really taking the time to be grateful, to understand. It's like none of this matters, right? It's the perspective. It's the shift in perspective that reminds us that this is meant to be a joyful experience here, right? We are meant to experience pleasure. We are meant to live in bliss. And so anything that is not contributing to this feeling of joyfulness, to this bliss, we're being asked to reevaluate. We're being asked to see from a different perspective. We're being asked to judge our attachment to it. A lot of times the energy of attachment is the energy that creates discord. And it takes away the bliss. It takes away the pleasure and the joy. Because when we're attached to something, we're not able to fully enjoy it, because there's that part of us in the back of our minds that always worrying about, when is this going to end? When am I going to lose this? Right? So when we release the attachment, we are able to be fully present We're not thinking about what happened with it in the past so we can figure out what's going to happen with it in the future. We're just fully enjoying ourselves and immersed in it right now. So immerse yourself in life today. And then we have fall into my arms, surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. So if you are experiencing extremes in your life, like we said, those extremes are there for contrast. They're there to teach us. Understand and internalize what it is that you're being taught, and the lesson will be completed. What is the necessity of those polarities to you? What is that teaching you? What is that showing you? How can you honor all of the different aspects of the life experience, but continually bring yourself back to this joy, back to this bliss, back to this pleasure? And then we have the inner earth under that. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. And lifting the veil, questioning everything, anything unaligned must go. So we're being shown what's out of alignment today. We are being shown that. We're being shown what takes you away from your joy, what takes you away from your bliss, what doesn't feel resonant to you. Where are you creating that separation, that distortion within yourself, and where can you release that? There are new beginnings available to us once we understand that. This card is gorgeous. And it makes me think of the inner earth beings that my friend Nikki talks about all the time, who are ascending with us and don't want to be forgotten. So maybe working with them, honoring them today as well. Yeah. All right. I think that's going to do it for today, you guys. I love you. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a beautiful day. If you liked this video, hit that like button. Drop a comment down below. Let me know how you're doing today. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to do so. All the information on the upcoming events is listed in the description box below. We got the full moon ceremony coming up on Friday. If you guys are interested in listening and showing support for my first radio podcast interview, that is at 2:30 EST on Friday. There's a link for that, as well as a link to the replay. The class that I'm teaching for Synchronicity University on the 6 axes of the Zodiac, balancing the polarities, that is in the description box below. All kinds of good stuff. My email also, if you want to do any one-on-one work with me, is in the description box below. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful, I think I already said that, but it's because I really want you to have a beautiful day. Step into that pleasure, step into that joy, step into that bliss, and acknowledge anywhere and anything that is preventing you from tapping into that fully, and allow that to be shifted. Allow that to shift for you. Welcome in all of these beautiful insights, all of these beautiful companions of destiny that are wanting to aid you in your earthly travels. I will talk to you soon.